Okay, so sorry about that. Apparently, everyone felt like coming to the door, and my two dogs went crazy. So I had to end the stream. So I will update. I'll update the description and everything later. Sorry about that, but let's get back to starting your own business because, like I said, this is my favorite thing to talk about. It really was a huge change in my life, and it was so exciting. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Christy. I'm the owner of Boss Brows. I specialize in eyebrows, microblading training, and I started my business in 2016. But I've been in the beauty industry since, well, let's see, I think 9 years now. And okay, come here. These dogs are going to be the death of me today. Anyway, so I just wanted to come on here and let you know that I'm alive. I haven't been on in a couple weeks because I am getting ready to launch my next season of videos for you guys. So make sure to subscribe. And March 2nd, yes, the first Tuesday in March will be when my next series of videos come out. So I will have a new video every Tuesday, again, just to build this amazing microblading community where we can share tips and tricks and keep slaying those brows, okay? So right now, hey, Autumn, yes, I'll do your brows next time I'm in LA. Yes, we're back. I'm sorry. I really am so sorry about that. But let's jump right into launching your own business because really, I think the main thing is asking yourself, who do you want to be? What do you want to be? Can anyone answer that? What do you want to be? For me, it's who I want to be, but if you guys have an answer, just put it in the comments because I'm curious what it is that's driving you. For me, it was I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to do eyebrows. I found this new passion. And so what did I do? I made a decision and I committed to it. So a commitment is a huge, huge thing in starting your own business. The reason why is there's no plan B. This is what you're doing and you don't look back. A lot of times people don't do something because they're scared, kind of like going live. I don't do it a lot because I'm scared of it. But to get over your fears, you have to just walk straight right through them. So that's what we're doing. Okay, so make a commitment. That would be the first thing. I remember, so I'm going to tell you how I started my business. I was born and raised in Manhattan Beach, California. I'm gonna take my gum out. So I was born and raised in LA. Manhattan Beach is in Los Angeles. And I had been doing, facials, waxing. And at the time I was working at a very high-end wax bar in Beverly Hills. And hi guys, thanks for joining. Okay, cool. Okay, so I was working at a really high-end wax boutique and I liked it, but I wouldn't say that I loved it. So I read an article and found out about microblading. It was this new semi-permanent cosmetic tattoo for the eyebrows, and it looked so different than the traditional Sharpie-looking tattoo that I had seen and was kind of scared of before. I never would have thought to put a tattoo on my face. And literally that day after reading about it, I made an appointment for myself. Then I got my brows done and I decided, I love this. I want to do this for a couple of reasons. One, because I knew that I could make good money, but two, because I was in love with it. And I knew that my passion was driving me to do the one thing or be the one thing I really wanted to be, which was my own boss. So what did I do? I practiced. I took a training course. Well, if you actually have been following me and have seen my video on how I got scammed by a microblading trainer, then you already know what happened to me. But basically, I had my money stolen from me and I had to teach myself how to microblade. So it didn't stop me from wanting to do who I wanted to be. It just was a little hiccup in my plan. So I stayed committed to my goal. And I taught myself. Now, what I did in the very beginning, and I'm not sure what the regulations are in every state, but I started working out of my house. So I built a in-home studio, and this studio was Actually, it was all up to the code for the health permit. I did everything legit, but I was working out of my house because I didn't have the money to invest in leasing a place, and I didn't want to go work for someone else. I knew that I wanted to be my own boss. So I started taking clients, and every client I did, I took a great before and after picture, and I posted it on any social media. So it doesn't matter where you're working, I guess is what I'm getting at. This is the first thing I'm going to say is you need to put yourself out there. I know for me, again, I was new. I wasn't seeing clients every day. I didn't have a ton of before and after pictures, but I faked it. I honestly faked it. I created an Instagram. I created a Twitter, which I don't think I ever used, but I created a Facebook, a Yelp, and a website and a Google page. Google page, whatever it's called. And I put myself out there. I let people know I'm open for business. This is what I'm doing. And if I didn't have a picture to post of my work, I posted maybe a model who had beautiful eyebrows, or I would post quotes and about eyebrows. Like, I don't even know. I'd have to look at my Instagram, but I just posted a ton of different things. So that people saw my page. I started following other people on Instagram and Facebook and really trying to build my network. So the first thing I would say is put yourself out there. That is the best way to get clients. Yelp, I will say, helped me so much, because when you actually are searching for something, Yelp always pops up with the places that are near you. So definitely put yourself out there. Coffee. Even though it's 12 here, it still feels like morning because it's so dark out. Okay, so put yourself out there. Like I said, make a commitment. So once you make a commitment and in your head, I am not going to fail. Actually, the word failure didn't even cross my mind. It was, how can I succeed? You need to ask yourself these questions. How am I going to do this? Because I am going to do this. There's no try. When I was younger, I was really, okay, come here. When I was younger, I had a great support system. My mom and dad are probably the strongest people I know. And they taught me to never give up. So another thing that I implemented in my brain was the word try. You don't try to do something. You have to do it. You have to commit to it. So once you made that commitment and the decision that I want to be my own boss, I want to be a microblading artist or permanent makeup artist, whatever it is, then you go straight ahead. Just go and get her done, right? Okay. The second thing that I would say that really helped my business was setting boundaries, because boundaries are super important. For me, the boundary was a schedule. When did I want to work? Because in the beginning, I was really working whenever someone needed me. Oh, you don't get off work till 7? Okay, I'll do your brows at 8. I mean, if that's you and you like to work until 10 or 11 at night, that's great. But for me, it kind of built resentments where I started to not like what I was doing. So I knew I needed to pivot and reevaluate and create boundaries for myself. So that meant a schedule, because if someone wanted to see me, they would have to fit into my schedule. Right now, my schedule is Tuesday through Saturday. It used to be Monday through Saturday, but now I save Mondays for my YouTube and trainings and things like that. But create boundaries. Creating boundaries is going to set a precedent to your clients. It's going to let them know that she's a professional. He or she is a professional, and that, stop biting me. Okay, these dogs today, I swear. Anyway. Setting boundaries. It's very important. Come here. Stop. Maybe I need to set some boundaries with you. Okay. So anyway, the third thing is follow through. So once you create these boundaries for yourself, like I said, mine was creating a schedule and creating a cancellation policy. I would say those two are the biggest boundaries I set for myself, to let my clients know that I am a professional, but I also have a personal life, and I followed through with it. A big one also is a cancellation policy. This is a really long service. Microblading can take anywhere from 2 to 3 hours, depending on how quick or how slow you work. And working slow is not bad, as long as the work is great. But yeah, so creating a cancellation policy is really going to be helpful, because right now I can tell you that when my clients make an appointment, they have to give me their credit card info. And by the way, I use Square. Square's amazing. I love them. That's who I would recommend. But Square, they can safely put in their credit card info. And it's not that you're charging them, but it's letting them know that if you cancel within that 48-hour time frame, which is how long I need before someone can cancel without being penalized, then you will get a charge of 50% of this service. Okay, so for me, that was big, because I needed people who, if I'm going to commit to them, they need to commit to me. And as much as I love working, I also don't like showing up to work and having someone stand me up. So just create boundaries and follow through. Obviously, be fair with people. If someone is sick or, God forbid, has COVID, obviously they're not going to come. Just have them reschedule their appointment. But for me, that was a big thing, was boundaries. And I actually plan on making a video on how to set boundaries and what are some good boundaries for your business. And though one of those videos will be coming out, like I said, in March. March will be the next season for all my fun videos on tips and tricks for microblading. But anyway, let's get back to launching your business. I think fear is what stops a lot of us from moving forward. And you got to know that something new is going to be uncomfortable. It's not going to always feel good. Kind of like when you first start working out, you feel uncomfortable, you're out of shape, maybe not that limber, and maybe you're sore the next day. But that soreness is a reflection of your progress. You're changing, you're moving forward. And if you're not moving forward, you're probably moving backwards. So change is going to be uncomfortable, and know that being uncomfortable, it's okay. Okay, so yeah, I'm just reading some of these comments. Okay, don't want to wait for a paycheck. Yeah, actually, that was one of my drivers in starting my own business. Remember the question I asked you, who do you want to be? Okay, who do you want to be? Do you want to be a microblading artist? Do you want to be a badass? Do you want to be your own boss? Who do you want to be? What do you want to be known for? Those are questions that you need to ask yourself, because if you don't answer microblading artist, or if you're not saying I want to be my own boss, then this probably isn't for you. Because like I said, once you make that decision to commit to something, it's easy. I mean, the decision was easy. It's just the follow through that might be a little harder for you. Okay. Thank you, Madeline. That's very sweet. Okay, so I'm actually going to answer some of the questions from my Instagram, which if you don't follow me, my Instagram is @BossBrowsLA, and I think actually I had to create a new post. So I will link the info to my online trainings and my in-person trainings and my Facebook and Instagram below in the description once I'm done with this. The dogs definitely created a little hiccup in this. But one of the questions I had, and I really liked this, was, should I go all in or keep a full-time job and microblade on the side when I build? I mean, for me, I was all in. When I made that decision, it was jumping in head first, okay? I didn't look back. So I had to commit 100% of myself in order to be a brow boss. So that meant I was practicing every day that I wasn't seeing clients. I was studying my favorite microblading artists and how they were successful. I was looking at other people's websites in order to see if what I liked about their websites and how to build my own. In the beginning, you will have a lot of time. It will feel like you're not making a lot of money, but I promise you that time is going to be useful in creating all the things that you're not going to have time to create once you get really busy. So if I were to answer that, I'd say personally, just go all in. don't have a side job. But obviously, if you have bills to pay and you need a part-time job, then go for it. Do both, and more power to you, honestly. But for me, I was all in. I made a decision that this is what I wanted to do, and then I did it. So like I said, when I first started, I was working out of my house. Yes, it was all safe and sanitary. I had the health permit. I was still learning how to microblade, but the first thing I did was I saw 5 clients for free. For free. And I know that's scary. I've seen people who, after going through my training, they still will charge their models, which is what I call them, models. And I think it's important to do services for free, because what you're going to get in return is priceless. You're going to get before and after photos. You're going to learn what mistakes or what things that you can improve on, and how to change it next time. So see 5 people for free, and then do their touch up for free as well. So that's 10 services that, like I said, that's going to give you tons of material to post on Facebook, Instagram. You're going to be able to create a website with pictures, and you can ask those people to leave a review. So when you're doing something for free, it'd be nice to get something in return. What I did is I asked all of the clients who I saw for free to leave a review. Like I said, create a Yelp page. Yelp can be scary because there's a lot of haters out there, and people like to be mean because it's easy to do when you're sitting on a computer and no one can see you. But people also like to be nice, and I promise you that those nice reviews are going to motivate other people to want to get their brows done by you. So anytime you do a brow procedure, ask for reviews on Yelp and on Google. You can ask for it on Facebook, whatever, but I think that Yelp is probably the most effective one. The amount of clients I got from Yelp is, I don't even know, it was a lot, but I got so many clients from Yelp. But ask for reviews. So definitely ask for reviews. Wherever you're located, go around to local beauty, like parlors, salons, whatever you want to call them, and pass out your card. For me, what I did is I got these cute little cupcakes, and I went to all the really trendy salons and spas near me, and I pretty much bribed them, like, here are some cupcakes, and here's my card. I'm doing microblading. I'm new in town, and I'd like to offer you a discount. Now, I'm not big on discounting my work. However, when you first get started, you want some type of motivator for someone to come see you. So you don't have to offer this discount to everyone, because again, I think discounting your services make it look like you're not worth a full price service. But work in the network that we are in, the beauty world, okay? So I asked girls who did hair, who did makeup, whatever, hey, I will do a service for you 50% off if you could just, Yelp, leave a review on Yelp and Google and tell your clients about me. So even though I didn't have a clientele, I was piggybacking, that's a word, piggybacking off of other people's clients. One of my girlfriends she's been doing hair forever, she's very successful. I did her brows, and I can't tell you how many clients I got from her referring people. And you want to know why? Because her brows looked great, and all of her clients would ask, hey, who did your brows? So really build a network. Don't be scared of competition. Go into other spas and salons. I mean, you're not trying to steal people's clients. You're just trying to offer their clients this great service called microblading. So that's what I did, is I went around and I brought cupcakes and gave my cards and offered my service for 50% off. 2 girls in the beauty industry, girls and guys. Sorry, I keep saying that, but girls and guys. There's like this fuzz in the way. So yeah, you can definitely discount to the people in your industry. That would be something that I would offer or say is a good tip to use. Okay, let's see. Oh, whether you are working for yourself or someone else, I would definitely create that boundary if you're working for someone else of your price point. And a lot of people ask me, how do I know how much to charge? Well, what is your overhead? How much money do you need to make to stay in business? And that's where your starting price should be, okay? Obviously, you want to be able to pay for all your tools and your equipment and the area that you are working in. But when do you know how to raise your prices? Okay, so I've had people ask me that. And how you know when you need to raise your price is when you are booked. Right now, I tell my students, if you're booked out a month in advance, time to raise your prices. Okay, so it's okay to start at, let's just throw out a number, $300 per microblading service. And, you're just basically covering your rent. But once you are booked up, it's time to raise your price. Maybe it goes up to 400 or 450, not sure. I don't know what your overhead is, but that is how you do it. I actually go over extensively with my students on how to do these things in their microblading class. So again, if that's something you want to check out, I will post the links in the description below. But yeah, so just put yourself out there. Don't be scared. Make a commitment and follow through. Let's see, I'm trying to make sure. Okay. Okay. So if you're not getting referrals, I'm just reading some of the comments. If you're not getting referrals, well, it's because you need to ask. I know this sounds crazy because we're thinking, oh my gosh, we just gave you some fire brows. How come you're not telling everyone? Well, people don't always like to talk about that type of stuff. I do. I ask my clients. This is my client. Hey, Paris, make sure to tell everyone how much you love your brows. I mean, seriously, I tell people, hey, if you wouldn't mind sharing this, sharing my card or my info or posting something on Instagram, I would really appreciate it. And you'd be surprised, but most people won't do it. But if you ask them, they're going to actually have the thought in their head and they might do it. Now, you can't force anyone to do anything, but they might do it. So you need to ask people for referrals. Ask them. You can always do a referral program where, like my Botox girl, anytime I refer someone, I get $25 off my next service. That's always a good motivation to your client to share your information. So yeah, ask for referrals. You're not going to get them just basically by doing someone's brows. You need to ask, hey, can you please share about this experience, whether it's in a Google or Yelp review or just posting something on your Instagram story? Just ask. It doesn't hurt to ask. The worst they can say is no. Let's see. So, a successful businesswoman and generate enough wealth to pass down to my family. I love that one. That's a good one. Like I said earlier, if you decide to do something, you're going to be successful. You just can't have the thought that I am not going to succeed. I remember when I first started my business, someone said, well, aren't you scared you might fail? And I remember thinking, I never even thought of that. That thought never crossed my mind. Am I going to fail? No, it was, how can I succeed? And if you change the way you think, I promise you, you will succeed. It's all about just having a positive mindset. Yeah, I will save this video, you guys. So I'm sorry, this is my first live video on YouTube. I'm kind of new to the unedited raw footage, which I love chatting with you guys, but normally it's edited and I can get to my points a little easier because I do go off on tangents sometimes. So make sure to subscribe because I will have my next season of videos coming out March 2nd, which is a Tuesday. Normally my videos come out on Tuesdays. So make sure to subscribe and I will be back with all these fun edited videos. But I do like this live because I can answer any of your questions that you may have. Another question, let me see. I had, This isn't really so much on how to build a business, but I do like this question, and it's how to get faster at services, especially the mapping part. I do want to answer this because I feel like being good at what you do is part of growing your business. So I will say this. When I first started, I gave myself 3 hours to do a service. Then I started getting faster, and I think I could map, num, and do browse anywhere from an hour and a half to 2.5 hours, or 2 hours, sorry. But then I got even better, and then it started taking me longer to do browse. So I give myself 3 hours to do browse because I would rather charge more, so make more per service, and give myself plenty of time. Stop it. Sorry. I would rather charge more and give myself plenty of time so that I can deliver some boss browse, okay? I just realized, and this happened after quarantine, where you could only have one person in at a time, no one in the waiting room. So I just realized that I don't want any overlap. I want to make sure that if it's going to take me 2.5 hours to 3 hours to do browse, that they get the best browse possible. I don't want to feel rushed, because when you rush, you actually, it's bad for your work. So don't rush yourself. Never try to be faster. Try to be better. And the slower you work, the better you will be. And I'm not saying take 5 hours to do someone's browse. I'm just saying that the better you get at something, the more efficient you're going to be. So my advice is always be prepared. Like have 2 to 3 brow mapping pencils sharpened. So if one drops or gets dull, you don't have to spend the time sharpening it. You can always give your clients the numbing cream, the anesthetic, before their appointment so that they can come numb. And that's what I do for my touch-ups. That's saved a half an hour in my touch-up time. Yeah. So, sorry, I just saw, what about being nervous to work on your first live client? Oh my gosh, girl. I still get nervous. I mean, the thing about being nervous is it's actually your body being uncomfortable, right? Like you're excited. So I used to be a dancer. I did ballet, jazz, hip hop, all of it. And I did it competitively, and I just did performances also. But no matter what, I was always nervous right before I would get on stage. I would be behind the curtain and I'd be so nervous. But that was like part of the fun, right? Is that feeling you get of being nervous. So what I would say is when you're nervous about seeing a new client, just tell yourself that that's normal. It's normal to be nervous. And then repeat this. I am a badass microblading artist. I am the best microblading artist. Honestly, this might sound silly, but you need to talk to yourself and tell yourself that I am amazing and this person's coming to see me because I'm going to give them flawless brows, okay? I know this might sound silly, but I really do believe in how we talk to ourselves is going to manifest in how we perform in life, okay? So your mindset manifests your performance, if that makes sense. Anyway, so practice does build confidence, so always practice, but working on clients builds confidence. Do you know, I have had clients, even just recently, where I felt, gosh, why am I not as good as I want to be? I've been doing this for 4 or 5 years now. Whenever those thoughts get in your head, boot them out, because I'm telling you, those thoughts are only going to cripple you. They're not going to help you. Now, it's okay to think, oh, I need to improve on my brow mapping, or I need to improve on my depth, and then going home and finding ways to improve. But don't sit there and bully yourself. We have enough bullies in the world. You don't need to be your own bully, okay? Love yourself, be proud of yourself, and just know that being nervous is normal. Yeah, pump yourself up. As far as, so I'm having some questions on a little more specifics, like about numbing and Kayla, I do have a video on that, on numbing. Everyone has different opinions on when they should numb. I numb my clients because I want them to be comfortable. I feel like it's easier to work on a client when they're comfortable. So it's not that it's the only way to work on a client, but that's my way. So whatever works for you, do that. I may teach things to my students, and maybe throughout their practices, they learn that they like doing something a different way. So just because you learn something in school doesn't mean that it can't be tweaked or, manipulated to fit your own personal style. So me personally, I just like to have my client as comfortable as possible. Okay. But anyway, I just want to kind of recap on building your own business. I do actually have a video on my YouTube. I think it's like one of my first videos, and it's how to get new clients. I'm telling you, it really is that easy. Just talk about yourself. I'm not trying to sound vain or anything, but literally talk about yourself. Bring it up naturally if you can, but I swear I would be out at a bar and, in the girls' bathroom, we always chit chat with each other. I would always have a card with me. And like, for example, this girl's doing her makeup and I loved her eyeshadow color. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love your eyeshadow color. And then I just start talking about makeup. And I said, hey, do you fill in your brows? And she's like, yes. And I'm like, oh, so annoying, right? And she's like, yeah. Well, I gave her my card. I said, well, this is what I do. I do microblading, and permanent makeup is a great, stop it. Permanent makeup is a great way to wake up with flawless brows and save you some time in the morning. And it was like so seamlessly, I was able to just slide in my information to her. So yeah, talk about yourself. Be out there. Ask for Yelp reviews. Ask for them to tell their family and friends about you. You have to go out there and ask for people to do things for you. They're not going to do it on their own. You need to ask for help. Wrong pipe. Anyway, so I think that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think what else I did in the very beginning. But really, it was just talking to everyone. Anyone I'd meet, I'd give my card out. I would ask for them to follow me on Instagram. I would go and follow people on Instagram, but put yourself out there. If you don't have an Instagram account for your business, if you don't have a Facebook account for your business, a Google, a website, a Yelp is huge. You need to get one of those. Even if you are just in a microblading training class right now, or your training class is starting next week, you need to start an Instagram, Facebook, Yelp, all of that, because the best way to get noticed is by putting yourself out there. And like I said, it could literally just be posting pictures of eyebrow quotes or eyebrow tips or what your favorite products are, whatever it is. Just put yourself out there. And you'd be surprised at how many people will actually follow you and support you. Always be positive. Don't let doubt and fear get in your brain. Push that stuff out. Okay, so yeah, that's a good one, Crystal. Thank you. Yeah, I like that one. Okay, so if you need any other advice on this, I also do coaching calls where we can sit and do a FaceTime or call, whatever you want, and I can help you game plan how to start your business precisely, what steps to take, because there are certain steps you want to make sure that you're professional. So whether that's a health permit, a microblading license, or tattoo license, whatever it is in your state that you need, you want to look up how to be a professional in your industry. So I will be coming out with more videos on all of this in my next season of YouTube videos. And like I said, that's coming out March 2nd. So that's the first Tuesday of March. Until then, I won't have any videos, but I will post things on Instagram. And yeah, I have an upcoming training. I believe there's like one seat left, and that is in St. Louis, Missouri, March 3rd through the 5th. If you can't make that, I have one in June. And if you can't travel right now, I also have online training. If you've done a training and you're just looking to revamp your skills, the online training is great. It's Basically all the same stuff we do in person, but with tons of lectures, videos, at-home assignments, quizzes, and feedback from me. So thank you so much for joining. Like I said, I will post the links to my Facebook, my Instagram, my website with all the information on my trainings. And I really appreciate you guys being here. I do want to answer one more question real quick. I think Arlene, is it necessary to hire a social media photographer professional? No. No. In the beginning, you do not have that much money, right? Well, most people don't. In the beginning, we don't have a lot of money. Do everything yourself. Right now, I'm doing this all myself. It's raw, it's unedited, but it's real, okay? Maybe down the line, you can hire someone, but you don't need to. Just know how to take a good before and after picture. And Arlene, I actually do have 2 videos on how to do before and after photos, like the lighting, the angles, all of that. So I definitely check that video out. And then I also have a video on how to edit your photos so that they just look nicer, because we don't want the redness around the brows to deter anyone from coming in. We want their eyes to sparkle and look pretty. So check out those 2 videos. Okay, for the coaching. So basically for the coaching, good question. I will post the link to my online training, and my online training is actually a different website than my business website. So once you go onto that website, you can sign up for a coaching class. But yes, I will post that in the description below as well. Yes, that would be fun. Okay, you guys, I feel like I may have taken up enough of your Monday. Get back to slaying those brows, and I will see you March 2nd for the next season of my videos. All right, guys, have a great week. Thank you. All right, how do we end this?